This is a tangent line problem using quotient rule. I have a function, rational function, f of x equals to x minus 2 divided by x squared plus 1. And then 0, negative 2 is a point on the function because when x is equals to 0, y is equals to negative 2. So what I'm trying to do is I want to find the slope of the function at this point. So this is a curve, right? So going up and down, I don't really care. I have a point on the curve. I want you to tell me the slope of the curve at this point. And then the next step is you have the slope, you have a point. I want you to use the point slope form to build a tangent line for me, to build the equation of the tangent line at this point. So since we need a slope, what is slope? Slope means we need derivative. Okay, so slope, derivative, rate of change, they are the same. When you hear the word rate of change, we always use that in application problem. For a general algebra or derivative problem, we just use the word derivative or slope. All right, so f prime of x, that is equals to, so for quotient rule, I always square the denominator first. And then the top we have g f prime, so we copy the denominator. And then we take the derivative of the numerator minus the numerator f of x, which is x minus 2, and then times the derivative of the denominator, which is x squared plus 1. Let's take the derivative. So we have f prime of x equals to x squared plus 1 square, and then we have x squared plus 1. The derivative of x minus 2 is a linear function. The derivative of that is equals to 1. And then minus x minus 2. And then we have the derivative of x squared is equals to 2x. So the derivative is done. Do you need to simplify the derivative first before you plug in x equals to 0? The answer is no. All you have to do is you can just plug in x equals to 0 right here to get the slope. But we are trying to do practice, right? Practice means you have to do the work. So let's simplify first. We have f prime of x, so we distribute the 1, that means that doesn't change anything. So we have x squared plus 1, and then minus 2x squared, and then minus 2, so that means we have a plus 4. X divided by x squared plus 1 square. Okay, let's simplify the square. So we have f prime of x equals to x, 1 minus 2 is equals to negative 1, so we have a negative x squared plus 4x plus 1 divided by x squared plus 1 square, x squared plus 1 square. What is this called? This is what you are trying to do is I have one function. I want you to use one function to describe the slope of the given function at any point. So that function is f prime of x. So we have a curve, right? The slope changes all the time, sometimes 0, sometimes negative, sometimes positive. But overall, give me one function to describe the slope of the curve. That function is f prime of x. So let's label this. This is the slope of the given function at any x value or any point x value. So now we have the derivative. And then what about at that point? So at this point, 0, negative 2, that means x is equals to 0. So f prime of 0 is equals to 0 plus 1 divided by 1 square, which is equals to 1. And then this is the slope of the tangent line at that point, the slope of the tangent line at the given point. Now, this is a popular question. Hey, when I plug in an x value, how do I know which function should I use? Should I plug it into f of x? Should I plug it into f prime of x? Here is the answer. If you are looking for a point on the curve, you plug in an x value to f of x. Again, if you are looking for a specific point on the curve, I call this a location. If you are looking for a location on the curve, plug it into f of x. If you are looking for slope of a point, you will plug it into f prime of x. So if you want location, use f of x. For slope, use f prime of x. So now we got the slope. And then how do we build the tangent line? So we have a slope, we have a point, we will be using y minus y1 equals to slope times x minus x1. You learn this in algebra. This is called point slope form. Point slope form. Equation of a straight line in point slope form. So y1 is -2, and then slope is equals to 1, and then x1 is 0. So you have y equals to plus 2 equals to x, right? So the tangent line is y equals to x minus 2. So this is equation of the tangent line. So let me give you one picture to summarize all the idea. So let's say we have a point. So, let's say we have a curve, right? So let's draw a curve like this. So let's say we have a curve. I am not saying that this is the curve of the given function, just any curve. So suppose we have a curve. I want you to find the slope of the curve at this point. So what you have to do is this represent x comma y, right? So first you have to find f prime of x, and then you plug in what x equals to. That gives you a slope at that point. And then once you do the y minus y1 equals to slope times x minus x1, you get a tangent line, right? So that equation is this tangent line. So this is y equals to some x plus or minus a constant value. So that is equation of the tangent line. So this is a big picture of this problem. And that is the end of this video. If you think my instruction is clear and helpful, give me a like, share the video for me, click the subscribe button if you are on your way out. I will catch you all in the next one. Signing out.